Welcome to my office space. Are you ready for the tour? When we were looking for a new home, finding a place that had a great office space for me was really important. The model home that we ended up really liking had a great space. The only problem was it was completely open. Now, finding a solution that will fit an 11-foot wide space is not very easy. We looked at barn doors, we looked at French doors, potentially having to drywall the space in so that it was smaller, but I really didn't want to do that. I loved how open and wide and beautiful this space was. So after a lot of searching, we found a company that makes these beautiful indoor sliding glass doors. I literally have to set up my camera probably 25 feet away to get them all in. There are 4 panels and they can open up all of the way. So you get a huge space, which is really great, but they had one problem, that they're made of glass, see-through glass.
No privacy.
So I needed to think of a solution, maybe some extra pops of color. And that solution was window films. They are blurring what you can see in there, but they're still giving a really cool texture, and when light hits them, they make rainbows, and we love that. The other thing I really like about these is that they are static cling. There's no adhesive, they're easy to reposition if you need to, and they're super easy to take off. If I wanted to ever change them, I can. We've spent so much time on the outside, let's actually go inside. My office is really long, but not super wide. I figured a good idea would be to have kind of 2 separate areas here. I was trying to kind of go in a different direction than I have in the past when I designed my offices. I wanted to have it be sleek and modern, but still have pop culture, colorful vibes to it. We picked out a love seat because I didn't want this to take up too much room in my space. Decided to use some fun pillows to kind of give it like a little pop. And then the other piece of furniture is this armchair. I love this because it swivels. It's also very deep seated. So even though Snorlax is back here, I mean, he fits really well, right? I could still fit. It's super comfy. So this is a really nice one to kind of just chill in. I liked picking out the beige colors because it gives things room to shine. One thing I'm really bad at is dealing with live plants. I can't keep plants alive to save my life. We are going in the faux aesthetic here. According to the Amazon listing, it is a fiddly fig tree, which I thought those were not trees, and to make it even more functional, I'm actually using an air purifier as a base. This particular air purifier is really cool because it has the space to make it a plant stand. So it's kind of a 2-in-1. Behind the sofa, I got what I think is a sofa table, console table, something like that. It's basically a long, super skinny table. This just has things like my uplights, which I think add a huge factor to this space. I also have my candle warmer. If you've never used a candle warmer, I cannot recommend it enough. I connected it to a smart plug so that it could be on a timer, or I could turn it off and on when I need to. Ziggy, turn off candle warmer. There we go. And what kind of sitting area would it be if it didn't have a coffee table? I found this one and I loved it because it's 3 pieces. These 2 can actually be end tables, they could come off. I wanted to bump this up into my RGB paradise by adding some LED lights. I can change them to be any color or any style I want. Feeds into the smart home aspect. I am obsessed with Lego botanicals. This is the Birds of Paradise. They are such a unique decor item. I have quite a few of them. Birds of Paradise is probably my favorite one. So now that you've seen the front area of my office, let's go to the next section, which is the streaming background. The idea with this section was to have something that was bright, colorful while I was doing my streams for Amazon Live. There's all sorts of fun things to see over here. We've got infinity gauntlets, nano gauntlets. There's a Venus flytrap, a pow pow fruit. Rhett and Link are also up here. Some of my favorite animals, which include narwhals and belugas and manatees, and even emotional support chicken nuggets. Because why not? As with everything in my office, having it be cat friendly is obviously a necessity. So we have Kiki right here, who loves to sleep on the cardboard scratchers. Like, she's always sleeping on it. She's in here, I would say 90% of her day is hanging out in this cubby in my background. I'm not mad at it. RGB lighting is very important for my office. When I found these curtain lights, it was the coolest thing. I was so excited. They actually worked absolutely perfectly. They're almost exactly the right width for this area that before really didn't have anything there. And these are so cool because I can literally go into the app and change every single one of these 500 LEDs to be whatever I want. So if I want to write something on there, I could do that. If I want it to be all one color, I could do that. If I want to draw something, anything, I can do that. This is one of my favorite things in my entire office, and I get asked about it all the time on Amazon for good reason. It's very cool. On either side of the lights and on the bottom are what are called the glides. Again, they also can be a million different colors, and everything here is connected to Alexa. So that also makes my life a lot easier because I can just turn them on, off, whenever I need to, and I don't have to individually go in and turn everything off. And last, but certainly not least from a filming standpoint, but definitely least from an aesthetic standpoint, my actual PC area. Now this is the area that's generally not on camera, so it is the area that is absolutely not meant to look cute, but I wanted to include it because it could be interesting to some people. My filming lights, these are 2 LED lights. They're connected to a smart plug. I also have my camera over here. Hello camera. And that's a Sony ZV-E10. I love this camera. It also has a 20mm 1.8 f-stop lens, and that lens is so beautiful. The focus, the blur, it's the most beautiful lens I've ever had. It cost as much as the camera, and it shows. For my mic, we have the Shure MV7. We love this little baby. I do my makeup over here because I've been doing my makeup in front of my computer for probably a decade now, and it just is the easiest thing. Also, shout out to the Alex drawer over here. The original, that's one of the original Alex drawers. I've had those since probably 2010. They are super dirty, but they last really a long time. And then of course, my actual computer. This is actually an LG OLED TV that my husband told me was a better option than an actual monitor, and I have to agree with him. The amount of space is definitely helpful. And see, I was editing this video. I'm not 100% done. I know that this whole area, the part that I look at the most, is not very fun, and I definitely still need to work on it, but I wanted to show you the progress. In the meantime, if you haven't seen my face in a while, you should click here. It'll explain everything.